And in the same token, that same individual may do something crazy and make the street organization look wild. It could be some type of robbery went wrong, where you hurt somebody, killed somebody, and now you brought this negative attention to the organization, and you've jeopardized people's safety, people's freedom. I've seen that. And that's tolerated in a street organization. People expect that to be. People accept that behavior in the street organizations. Yo, such and such ran down on somebody, poked them, laid him down, and he got the bag, he got the money. Some people think that's acceptable in street organizations, which to me is not. You harm somebody, there's other ways to get money. You know? I've seen people in street organizations, rat somebody out that was moving in the streets in the same fashion you were moving in. And as we all know, people that are in the streets know you shouldn't be ratting on somebody if you're living that street life just as they are. They say there's a code of the streets, but really there is not a code of the streets. The code of the streets, is, respecting the gangster and keeping it silent. But I'm going to tell you, I've seen hundreds of statements throughout the years. I've seen some of the biggest gangsters become rats, sign their name to statements on crimes that had nothing to do with them. There's people that are paid informants. There's all types of things that will really change your whole entire life when you're in too deep with these street organizations. So as a youth, you have to look at yourself as a young man in the mirror and say, I want to be down with this, but am I willing to die for it? Am I willing to get locked up for it? Am I going to live this for the rest of my life? Because there's no sense in wasting 5 precious years of your life dealing with negativity, not dealing with any growth, just dealing with foolishness. Time is not something to waste, young brothers and sisters. You don't want to waste your time. I'm telling you right now, I've wasted plenty of years doing dumb shit. Things that did not progress me one bit. And I would love to have those years back. I would love to have my youth back and realize that education is first and foremost after family. Family and education. Because when you get older and you start to have children, and as it is in our communities, a lot of us don't even plan on having seeds. It just happens. We're out there, we're chasing the young sisters. They looking good. The youngsters out there say they're chasing thoughts. Back in the day, we were chasing the hoes. No disrespect to the sisters. No disrespect to the queens. But, that's the reality of the street life. And you may not plan on having a seed, but it'll happen on you. When you're out there sleeping with random women, you're not using protection. So you have this seed, and now what? You 18, 19, 20, never had a job before, didn't finish high school, you're part of a street organization. You're going to hustle. That's what you're going to do. Because that's what you're surrounded by. You're surrounded by dudes that are lazy, that are not open-minded. So dudes are going to hustle. And eventually, when you hustle, it goes hand in hand with you're going to get locked up at some point. I know hustlers that been hustling for 30, 40 years and never been locked up. But I'll tell you, the percentage is very low on those guys. Maybe 5%. Seem like 95 out of 100 guys I know that hustle all been locked up. Most of the guys I know all been locked up for 5 years plus. 5 years is it's a big block. You know, maybe when you're 20 to 25, those are like some of the most greatest years of your life. You don't want to be up north in prison for those years. That's something you don't want to do. I don't want to be in county for 1 day, 1 month, 1 week, much less be up north for a year or 3 or 5. You know? Some brothers think that prison is cool. It's not cool. I've never been there. I know a lot of people that have been there. And the stories they told me were haunting to me as a youth. So I thought to myself, man, I don't want to be there. So when you don't want to be there, you got to act accordingly. You got to watch your movements. So in the street organization, when you're in there, you may have no choice but to act a certain way. Your big homie may tell you it's time to ride out. We threw a green light on such and such. We got to run down on somebody. With that pressure that you're going to feel from the homies, from the crew, from the street organization, you may feel obliged. You may feel that it's mandatory that you go ride out. And a lot of times, half the times people riding out ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It's some dumb, foolish shit. Something that could have been avoided. Something that could have been let go of. Something that could have been talked out. Something that could have been probably fist fought out one-on-one. You know, that's the problem with the street organizations. Some of these young brothers and sisters, they ain't never even had a fist fight in their life. But they may have a couple bodies on their belt, under their belt. They may say, yo, I let it rip about 15 to 18, 20 times for the gang. Laid a couple people down for the gang. And they may feel that's something honorable. It's not. Promoting genocide is not honorable. Killing your own kind or killing anybody is not honorable. Defending yourself is a must. You have the right to defend yourself. But what is it over? You know, if you're not doing nothing and somebody runs down on you and robs you, you're going to have to defend yourself. Either you're going to give it up, give them what they're asking for. You might fight back if you feel you have the edge. Most cases, you're probably going to give it up. And in most cases, you're probably going to try to find out who did it. And in most cases, you're going to probably go out there and look for revenge. And in most cases, due to rumors in the hood, they're going to tell you who did it, but it's going to be 100% wrong. They're going to tell you so-and-so did it, but it wasn't him. So you go and bang out so-and-so. You lay him down. You go and tell the homies, because you want to keep that reputation. Like, yo, remember how son ran down on me? And you gave me the drop on son? He's out of here. Took care of that. And they're going to throw it up with you. And they be like, that's what's up. My nigga, keep it thorough. Yeah. You know? But what they ain't going to tell you is, when you told him, he told somebody else, and you got that respect. You got a little bit of juice in the gang now. But when they get jammed up for some work that they hustling on the block, they get pinched when they transporting a little bit of coke, a little bit of weed, might catch a gun charge. When they know the ins and outs of your story, how you caught that body, they're going to give you up. And you will never know it. Maybe you see them papers with the signed statement. They're going to give you up, and they'll probably move out the hood. And that's it. They don't care to come back. When dudes is out there, they got no honor. They'll do whatever they got to do to save themselves. So throwing you under the bus and throwing you in prison is nothing for them. It means absolutely nothing. And you could think about when he had nothing, you probably let him come stay at your crib. You fed him, put him in a position to make money, banged out mad dudes with him. Pause. Sound crazy. You know, you put in some work with that person, but they will give you up. Because people want to save themselves. People don't want to go to prison. Nobody does. No matter how hard you are, no matter what you think that man's image is, he does not want to go to prison. Nobody wants to go to prison. Nobody wants to go to jail. Nobody wants to not be able to have control of their lives. So when you take that possibility of taking the control away for their life, they will give you up. And that's the most negative thing about prison. That's the most negative thing about the street life. There is no honor. So when dudes be like, gang, 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 and they got the photo on social media where you got the 10 goons, and y'all looking tough, y'all fresh to death, got all the name brand gear on, all that. You feel like you're on top of the world. Because all the young sisters, they see it. And they're like, yo, son's so wavy. He's so fresh. He got money. He got power. He got respect. I want him. And you getting it. You getting all the broads. You getting all the money. But you ain't thinking about, damn, sometimes I can't even come out because it's hot. So-and-so got laid down. Police did a sweep. Gang unit did a sweep. Task force did a sweep. So you start to be paranoid. Can't go certain places. You out there warring. You out there beefing. Can't go nowhere. Can't even go to the mall with your mom dukes. Can't take your little bro out, your little sis out. People's fucking damaging your car. Yeah. I seen dudes' cars get blown up. Bombs planted on cars. You know? Moms attacked. It be like that. There is no rules to this street stuff. People will run down on your mother and attack your moms if they feel the need to take it to that level of disrespect. And in most cases, some of the youth in the street organizations, when you in the poor community, you don't have no option to leave. You might be on Section 8. You might be stuck in that area. Or maybe your mother or father can't afford another spot to live in. So you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going to tell Mom Dukes, yo, shit is hot right now. We need to move out the hood. When she's taking the bus to work, 2-3 buses to work to pay the rent, she ain't got no jobs lined up nowhere else. You can't just pick up and leave. Most people in New York City don't even have family anywhere else but New York City. So where are you moving to? Where are you leaving? You know, what are you going to do? You're going to go from Sumner houses in Bed-Stuy to Tompkins projects or Marcy? Or you're going to go to Bushwick, one neighborhood over? You know what I'm saying? Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? These are the things you got to think about when you're in a street organization. You got to think about what's really going on. What's really happening? Is my big homie really teaching me how to live? Or is he leading me to death? Because I've seen a lot of big homies not really be who they're supposed to be. They make bad decisions, bad calls, bad shots. Don't let no man take you to the graveyard. Don't let no man lead you to prison. Being in a street organization, that's fine if that's what you want to do. You might be enlightened to certain things. You might find a couple cool people to chill with. You might have a good time. But I'm telling you, the negative things that come with it are the things that are going to hurt you the most. Peace. We're going to do a part 3 to this real soon. Just build on part 1, build on part 2. And if you feel some youth need this message, share it with them. I'm always down to build. Hit me up. Peace.